Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. In the proper exercise of his duty, the peace officer, in addition to the apprehension of the criminal, must furnish the judiciary with evidence and witnesses to obtain a conviction. On September 12th, a desperate, violent effort was made to drive a wedge between these two branches of law enforcement.
Well, we're all set up. Bring on the haystack. Let's see if we can find the needle.
We got nothing to work on. Let's try a routine check. If it looks suspicious, we'll double check it.
And if you find $15,000 in the back seat, you're on the first page.
Yeah.
Attention all units. Additional information on the packing plant robbery. Driver of delivery truck saw a brown and white sedan pulling away from that area at 7:15 this morning. Brown and white sedan headed north.
Figures.
No license number taken, no information as to number or description of occupants of the brown and white car. No clue as to the whereabouts of the missing guard. 10-4.
Well, at least we got a color for the car, if the brown and white car is the getaway vehicle.
We're on time to intercept. If it's a brown and white car, if they're coming this way. If.
Jane, what? I just saw a horrible thing. Dead man, over there. Phone. I gotta get to the phone.
Who was it, Martin?
I don't know. Hello, operator. Get me the highway patrol. I finished fixing the fence and I was on my way back when
Highway Patrol.
This is Jensen. Martin Jensen at the farm. My farm. A man just drove a car into Shady Lane Road and dragged a dead body from his car. Left it on my property.
Did you get the license number of the car?
Yes. It was MUY 094. And the car was a brown and white sedan. If you could send one of your men to the highway and Shady Lane Road, I'll show them where the body is.
Oh, Martin, this is terrible. You don't know who it is or anything about it.
No. I gotta get down to the highway and meet that policeman. Don't you go over there, Jane. You wouldn't sleep for a week.
Hello?
This is the Highway Patrol calling. I was just talking with Mr. Jensen at this number.
Yes, I know. I'm Mrs. Jensen. It's about the dead man. Who do you suppose he is?
That's what we're trying to find out. May I speak to Mr. Jensen again?
He isn't here. He went back to the main highway.
It's urgent that we get a description of the man who left the body on your property. Did your husband describe the man to you?
No, he didn't. He just said he saw the man and had to call you.
Thank you, Mrs. Jensen.
If there's anything else I can do.
If there is, we'll call. Thanks again.
We'll check 16. Come on.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Report from neighborhood farmer as follows. Saw a man in brown and white sedan discard body of a second man, general area highway and Shady Lane Road. Informant waiting for officer at this point. License number of brown and white sedan is Mary Union Young 094.
Describe the guy driving the sedan.
Informant hung up before this could be obtained.
All right, I'll check it.
10-4.
10-4. That should put him between here and Shady Lane Road. Let's go.
How'd it go? Fine. Money's safe. That guard said they won't find him for a long time. Gotta hand it to you. You sure think things out. Well, I've always said you should make just as much of a study of the possible evidence and witnesses as you do the layout itself when you're planning a job. If there's any evidence, destroy it. And there should be any witnesses, destroy them too. Sounds brutal, but you gotta think of yourself. Come on.
Mr. Guard, all right?
Yeah, the only witness.
Did you get a good look at the guy that carried him in?
Yeah.
Can you describe him?
Yeah, sure I can.
Why didn't you do this on the phone when you called in?
Well, they didn't ask me.
All right, give it to me now.
Well, he's about 5'8", medium build, brown hair.
Hello. Good morning. May I see your driver's license and registration certificate, please?
Sure. Is there something wrong?
There's always something wrong. Lester Ruttman. Would you mind telling me where you've been, Mr. Ruttman?
No, not at all. Dr. Collins and myself have been down to Camp Blair on a conference with some military personnel. That's all I'm allowed to tell you. For further information, you'd have to check Uncle Sam.
We won't bother Uncle today. Mr. Ruttman, thank you for your cooperation.
I don't mention it any time at all.
2150 to 1320.
2150 to 1320. 1320, bye.
Body in a gully. Was the guard all right? The guy that dumped him was around, let's say 5'8", had brown hair and a brown suit.
Man answering that description perfectly. Went through the roadblock less than a minute ago, but with a passenger and a red convertible.
He could be one of the suspects. Try and pick him up.
10-4. Let's go.
You stay until our boys get here.
Yeah, sure. I live right up there. I'll take care of things.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Patrol car coming this way, picking us up fast.
Why? Why would the highway patrol come after us now? We're through that roadblock with flying colors.
Could be he's on another call.
Well, let's find out. I'll turn off, see if he follows.
The turn, he must be tailing us. Now what?
We'll try to lose him.
But if they haven't anything on us...
Well, they must think they have, or they wouldn't be following us. Something's gone wrong. I need a few quiet minutes to think. Hang on.
$1320 to 2150. 1320 to 2150.
2150, bye.
Lost suspects at the intersection of Maple Avenue and Long Street in the Townsend Hills area. They could have gone in either direction.
You take the north road. I'll contact the units that cover the south and west. 10-4?
10-4.
Well, I guess we ought to be all right here for a minute while we figure this thing out.
As long as we get it figured out before the highway patrol closes in.
Yeah, what we need now is a reason, Collins. Why did the highway patrol let us through that roadblock? And 2 minutes later come tearing after us?
Been trying to think. I can't come up with the answer.
Well, the answer is they found some additional information. About the car, about you, or about me.
Where could they get that?
There are three possibilities. Either somebody saw the car switch, somebody saw me when I stashed the money, or somebody saw me drop the body of the guard.
Yeah. Which?
Well, that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. The money's gone, we'll know somebody saw me hide it. The body's gone, we know somebody saw me drop that.
Mm-hmm. The money and the guard are still there. Somebody saw the car switch.
That's right. Now all we have to do is check them one at a time. Starting with where the guard's buried.
Check them. Are you kidding?
No. Here. Now, the guard's buried here on Shady Lane Road.
Right.
Here's where we went through the roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we turned back and came back in this direction.
Yeah.
Now, there'll be roadblocks along the main highway and at Dana Pass. But we're in this area here, dozens of secondary roads. The highway patrol can't block them all. So we can cut back into Shady Lane from one of these back roads. Now, the car switch and the money will bring us back to the main highway. And that's going to be risky.
Risky? Be risky to go anywhere. What are we looking for?
The witness, Collins. We got to find that witness. It's our only way out of this.
That place will be crawling with cops.
All right, so we'll give them some time to carry out their routine. Remove the body. Any other objections?
Plenty. I just want to get out of here.
And how far do you think we'd get? Let's face it, Collins, we may be picked up, but it's a long jump from a pickup to a conviction. There's no jury who's going to convict us on something an alleged witness told the police if they can't produce that witness.
I guess it does make sense.
All right, then. Let's just make sure they have no witness to produce.
As the two criminals doubled back in search of a possible witness, the Highway Patrol threw every available unit into the search of the Townsend Hills area.
What do you think will happen?
Maybe they'll try to switch cars again.
It'd be pretty simple to steal a car from one of these isolated farmhouses.
Yeah, it sure would. $21.50 to headquarters.
Headquarters by.
Instruct all units, maintain roadblock, check all cars in case of a switch. Get on the phone, start calling the farms in the Townsend Hill area. Give them a description of car and suspects. 10-4?
10-4.
Let's see where we stand now.
Don't be so picky. Ooh, such a slobbery horse. Sorry, girl, I gotta go. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Who's that?
I don't know. They hung up just as I got here. Martin.
Well, I don't see anything to laugh about.
You'd look in the mirror, you would. You've taken on the problems of the whole police force.
You don't understand. I saw that man's face. I can't get it out of my mind.
Martin, you did what any good citizen would do. You saw a criminal act and you reported it.
Yes, but
Now they're taking the body away and it's all over. It's for certain you can't go on suffering and having bad daydreams just because you did the community a service. Besides.
Besides what?
Somebody besides me's got to do some work around here.
You know, you're right.
Let's see, this way is through Dana Pass. They probably know that. If they go south, they're going to run into a bottleneck. Their best bet is north through Townsend Hills.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Red convertible reported heading for Dana Pass. 1440, alert to intercept. No license number or description. Another red convertible reported heading north on Highway 12. 1320 checking.
10-4. Now we got more needles in haystacks. Well, so far we've come up with nothing.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Another report on a red convertible. This one might be it. Informant described occupants and gave correct license number. Vehicle heading south on Oak Boulevard, vicinity Shady Lane.
We got the units in the area?
3460 cruising Morrill Way, about 9 miles north.
Send him to Oak Boulevard. We'll take it from the main highway. 10-4?
10-4.
It's a Shady Lane. That's where we found the body, isn't it?
They'd be crazy to go back there.
Yeah, they sure would. Let's find out.
Gone. Well, this nails it down. Somebody must have seen me drag the body in there. Otherwise, they wouldn't have found it so soon.
So?
Let's take a look around this farm. Whoever lives there might have seen him remove the body. They may even know the actual witness.
We're newspapermen.
Really?
That's right. We understand there's been quite a bit of excitement around here today.
Indeed, there has been excitement. A dead body left in the bushes, and policemen and police cars all over the place.
Well, that's why we're here. We've been sent out to get the full story.
Couldn't you get that from the highway patrol?
From their angle, yes, but we want to do a different type story. You see, the man who buried the body over there has been captured.
Well, serves him right. Martin will be glad to hear that.
Who's Martin?
My husband.
Oh. Well, we're really looking for the witness who saw the criminal bury the body and who notified the highway patrol. Well, we want to interview him for our newspaper. Would you happen to know who that witness was?
I sure do. He was my husband.
Could you take us to him?
Yes, he's down in the barn. You must have passed him on the way up. Come on.
What about her? She's a witness now, same as he is. We can't afford to have any live witnesses hanging around.
There are a couple of men from the newspaper outside.
What do they want?
To interview you, because you saw the man buried the body of that guard. Looks like you'll be a hero.
I don't want to be a hero. I'm trying to forget this thing. Besides,
Besides what?
how'd they find out about me?
I told him.
Well, you shouldn't have done that.
Why not? The criminal's been captured. Oh, come on, Martin. We'll get our name in the papers.
Sure, we'll be glad when all this excitement's over. Come on, we haven't time to fool around.
You take the one on the right. I'll keep you covered.
Right.
Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Oh boy, Mr. Matthews. I'm glad to hear your voice. I was afraid there for a while I'd never get to testify.
Don't worry, nothing will keep you from testifying. Excuse me. See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, it isn't what you drive, but how you drive that counts. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Constant problem faced by the Highway Patrol is in the enforcement of law in the more desolate rural regions, where the occasional communities are not large enough to require the services of full-time peace officers. It was in such a section on the morning of the 18th of August that the Highway Patrol encountered one of its most cold-blooded cases of murder.
Hello, Baldwin. How are you? How you doing, Al? Now, is that any way to welcome old friends? We haven't seen you since you got out. Oh, say, by the way, Al, this is my wife, Dell. Honey, this here is Al Baldwin.
Glad to meet you, Al.
What do you want? What do you mean, what do we want? We were just passing through and thought we'd stop and say hello to our old cellmate, that's all.
Quit wasting time and tell them what we're here for.
Look, I don't want any trouble, Tom. I've worked up a legitimate business since I got out of prison. I don't want any trouble.
We don't want any trouble either. The way we got it figured, there won't be any.
Okay. Okay, just so long as we understand each other. What's the deal?
Any place where we can talk?
I'm the station. No one can see you from the road.
Okay. Frank, you stay with the car. Come on, Dale. Kathy in the house?
How'd you know my wife's name?
We sort of kept tabs on you, Al. After all, us ex-cons got to stick together, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Do you mind telling me what you're planning?
We've got a cinch job here, Al. I used to work for the farm combine. I know all about how they send a guard through here to make bank deposits for your local farmers and merchants. Now, a year ago, the average semi-weekly pickup from 64 farmers and merchants ran better than $12,000. It's probably higher now.
Sure, but why does it have to be pulled here?
Sid Wells, the guard, hasn't changed his routine in years. The way we got it planned, he's not going to have a chance to fight back. So nobody gets hurt.
Well, what about me? What happens when the highway patrol starts coming around and asking questions?
Wells never got here.
Yeah, but what'll he say when I'm telling him that?
We can talk about that later, Tom. The main thing, Al, is Wells due here today around noon for a pickup?
No. He won't be by until tomorrow.
Well, why not? This used to be the day they had scheduled for a pickup.
They just changed it. If you come back tomorrow morning...
We're here. Why should we travel 50 miles back to the city when you can put us up for the night?
Well, I've got a small house. There's not much room.
Let's go inside and meet the missus. Hey, Frank! Over at the house.
Honey, this is Dell Wright.
How do you do? Hello, Mrs. Baldwin.
And her husband, Tom. And Frank Jennings.
How do you do?
How are you, Mrs. Baldwin? We're old friends of Al.
Tom and Frank and I were in state prison together.
Oh?
And they're going to spend the night. I told them it'd be a little crowded.
Well, we'll do the best we can. All right.
It's a nice place you got here, Al. Burke and Frank and I walked up.
Right in there through the arch. 1, 8.
Don't worry about it, Frank.
Can't help but worry.
Say, look, Al. You better tell your wife what we got in mind, just in case we need her. You know, she's got to have the right answers when the patrol comes around and starts asking questions.
Yeah, sure. It's a customer. I'll take care of.
Wait, you lying rat. What was all that tomorrow stuff about? That's the combine guard out there now.
He was supposed to come by tomorrow.
Frank, you follow me out in case I need you. Come on. Dell, come out here. Kathy, you come out here, too.
Al, what?
All right, stay right where you are. Dell, you stay here with Kathy. And see that she stays here.
Sure.
All right, now let's get out there. You introduce me as your new helper. Understand?
Morning, Al.
Morning, Sid. This is my new helper.
Oh, glad to know you.
Hi, Sid.
Well, what do you got for me, Al?
It's inside. I'll get it for you. Well, that's it! All right, stay where you are. Frank!
There's trouble out there.
Get out. All right, let's go. You think you can take care of both of them, Dell?
Oh, don't worry about that.
Inside, you two.
Go on.
All right, let's have those keys.
You're gonna ride inside. Get in.
Okay, let's go. Right.
Out. All right, Frank.
Gee, mister, you got the money here. You don't need to kill me.
Who said anything about killing you? Hurry up, Frank. All right, Wells, now get back inside. That ought to do it. Lock it up. Better drive it up the hill a little way so it won't be so easy to spot from the highway.
That ought to do it.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now, that was dumb. You didn't set the handbrake.
We better get that truck out of sight.
Now, wait a minute. Here comes a car. We'd better get out of sight.
Come on.
Well, it looks like it coasted down this hill. Go on up there, see if you see any other tire tracks. 3016 at 2150. Are you on the air?
2150 by. What do you got?
Found a body in a panel truck. Plumber in Valley Circle. Been shot.
I'm not too far behind you. I'll meet you there. 10-4?
10-4.
150 to headquarters.
What are you doing? It's safer in here.
What happened?
The highway patrol spotted the truck.
Oh, we gotta get out of here.
Use your head. We leave here now, we'll run smack into their roadblocks. We gotta stay put.
Well, yes, but they'll be coming here.
So what? As long as the Baldwins don't talk, we're okay. The patrol can't prove anything against us. Now look, smart boy. Now until we're able to get out of here, you and me are gonna stick together like glue, understand? I'm your new helper. You hired me yesterday and I'm here all alone, get it? One word out of you and she gets killed, savvy? Yeah. Okay. Now show me around outside. I want to look and act like a real grease monkey by the time the patrol gets here. Come on.
What'd you find in the hills? Any tire tracks or anything?
No, not a thing.
Looks like they took him up there, then killed him. The brakes slipped in the truck and he came back on the highway.
Coroner's on his way down. He'll be able to give us an idea how long Sid's been dead.
We haven't got time for the coroner. No tire tracks. That means no car. Unless they took to the hills, they gotta be in this area someplace. Wait a minute. Maybe they figured on a roadblock and they are holding up around here. Let's check on the guard. Do you know where he stops in this area?
Well, let me see. North about 2 miles is at Daniel's farm.
All right, check that. What about south?
Al Baldwin's gas station. Say, wait a second.
What?
Baldwin's an ex-con.
What do you know about him?
Well, he's been down here a couple of years. Cooperative. Never misses a report date. He and his wife seem like real nice people. But he did do time for a stick-up.
And there's a lot of ex-cons. That doesn't mean anything. Get on the horn. Have them check the north. Let's go to Baldwin's. Come on.
Wells didn't stop by here. Understand? Just remember your wife's inside with Dell and Frank. Oh, here they come. Now get a grin on your face and act natural. Hello, Al. Hi, Sarge. Want you to meet Dan Matthews, head of patrol. It's Al Baldwin.
Mr. Matthews?
All right.
This is my new helper, Tom Wright. Officer Walters, Dan Matthews.
How are you?
Matthews? Hi, Sarge.
Anything we can do for you, Sarge?
Did Sid Wells stop by here today?
No, I haven't seen him. Why?
Well, there's been a little trouble. The combine truck was held up and the driver killed.
Sid Wells killed?
Yeah, a couple of miles from here. Did you see or hear anything?
No, nothing at all.
How about you? Did you see anybody walk by in the past hour or so?
No, sir. I've been busy in the back. How'd you get that bump on your head, Al?
Well, I'm afraid that was my fault. I was lifting the hood, banged Al right in the forehead. Heck of a way to treat the boss, isn't it?
That sure is. If you hear anything, let us know, will you?
You bet we will, sir.
Thanks very much.
You said that no one was going to
You
get
did
hurt.
real good, boss. Just keep it up. I'm sure we won't have any trouble getting out of here tomorrow. Come on. I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
What about this Baldwin? Does he live alone?
No, he's got a wife, Kathy. She's a real nice girl. She always comes...
She always what?
Wait a minute, I just thought of something. Kathy's always around. Whenever a patrol car stops by, she always comes out with a cold drink. And that new helper. Al doesn't do the kind of a business where he needs a helper. Let's go back there.
How do you figure something's wrong?
I don't know.
Ever since Al moved down here, he's been clean as a whistle, but it just doesn't smell right.
I got an idea. I'm going back to Al's place. You join the other patrolmen. If I'm not out of Al's place in 10 minutes, come and get me.
Right.
Take off.
Dan Matthews was taking a calculated risk in returning to the gas station alone. If the murderers of the farm combine guard were there, he was hoping that this action might cause them to reveal themselves.
Want something, Mr. Matthews?
Got a job for you. Blew a tire. The car's just down the road.
Oh, I'll come up with you.
Hey, what about that list of supplies you said you needed, Al? You got to write the order today, don't you? If you want to go take care of it now, I'll go along with Mr. Matthews.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The supplies.
You need any tools, Mr. Matthews?
Everything's in the car.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's go.
He's taking Tom with him.
I don't think so. Not the way they're walking together. Anyway, he wouldn't have come alone for Tom. Oh, Al, what are we gonna do?
It's all right, honey. It's all right. Take it easy.
What's that cop doing with Tom?
He blew a tire. Tom went with him to change it. Hey, I gotta hand it to that Tom. He's sure working things out right.
Where are you from, Tom?
Up north, sir.
What are you doing around here?
Well, Al said he could use a helper. I thought maybe there might be a better future for me down here.
Oh. Hold it. Put your hands on top of your head. Two shots fired. The lab will tell us whether this is the gun that killed the guard. Who else is in this with you?
Al Baldwin. It's his gun. He did the shooting.
Who else?
Nobody else. Just the two of us.
Where's the money?
I don't know. Al took it.
Where's Al's wife?
I don't know.
Take him away. Looks like your hunch paid off.
Shall we go pick up Baldwin?
No. I don't think he's telling us the whole story.
What do you mean?
Maybe Baldwin's in this, maybe he isn't. I don't know. But the way Wright was treading on Al's toes looked like he was afraid to let him out of his sight. Wouldn't let him come up here with me.
You mean like he's keeping Al as a hostage?
Yeah.
Well, if that's true, there's nothing to stop Al from talking now.
Unless other members of the gang are holding his wife. She might be in the house with him right now.
Well, if we go back there without Wright, they'll know there's trouble.
Yeah, we can't take him back there, that's for sure. This might work. You're about the same size and weight as he is.
You mean you want me to change clothes with him?
It's kind of risky. Maybe they're going to notice a difference. We'll have to take the chance.
Suppose I keep my face hidden. You could probably block their vision.
Well, I could try. It's worth the chance. Change clothes. Be sure you get the car keys.
What's keeping him? Was that the truth about that guy taking Tom just to change his tire?
I told you it was. Take it easy, Dell. He'll be back. Give him time.
Maybe he had a chance to run off without us. That's what I'm thinking.
Without the dough, not Tom. It's still in the back seat of the car. Who is it?
Patrol car.
Tom in it?
I don't know. I can't see.
Give you back to the house. Somebody's watching.
Maybe Wright's supposed to signal him or something if everything's okay.
They've seen enough of you. Come on over here.
Okay, Baldwin. Get up and get rid of that cop. Well, suppose I can't. That's your worry. I said get rid of him. Sergeant, where's Tom?
We got him. He had a gun on him. Come on, Al. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
They've got Kathy inside. They'll kill her if you try anything.
Who's got her?
Tom's wife and his friend Frank Jennings. I knew the guys in the state prison. They came here today and told me what they were going to do. I tried to warn Sid Wells. That's how I got this knot on my head. But for heaven's sake, don't try anything. They killed Wells. They stand nothing to lose by killing my wife.
Relax, take it easy, Woody. Did they see the sergeant? They think it was Tom? Suppose you went in the house. Told him Tom wanted to see him. Think they'd come out? Gotta be a way to trick him out of there.
You cop, you in the car. Get out and drop your gun unless you want both of them to get it. Get around the back of the car. Now you're going to drive us. We'll be in the back seat, and I'll have this gun on both of you. Now get in.
Here. I told you not to be a hero. You could have gotten your head blown off.
I couldn't help it. When I saw her shoving that gun at Kathy, I guess I kind of lost my head.
Mrs. Baldwin, you got a good guy here. Hang on to him. Next week's Highway Patrol story is a very unusual one. I hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, it isn't the car that kills, it's the driver. This is Bradley Crawford saying, see you next week.
any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Not every crime in which the highway patrol is involved takes place in a car or on a highway. On the 7th of November, a case began when a forest ranger sighted a small airplane flying at a dangerously low altitude over the Ridgeway State Forest area and alerted the highway patrol for possible emergency aid.
Attention all units. Ranger reports airplane trying to make forced landing on fire break adjacent to Eagle Rock in vicinity Ridgeway Forest. 2240, take the call. Ambulance on the way.
2150 to headquarters. I'm right close to there. I'll take the call.
10-4.
Get in, Bonnie.
Fire break's about 300 or 400 yards off that way.
Probably crashed or landed by now.
Well, whoever set this plane down here had to know what he was doing.
Yeah, they want to do it real bad, too. It's a light plane. Either took off or refueled just a few hours from here. Check the CAA number, then check Airways for a flight plan. Look around inside, see if you can find anything to show who owns this crate, will you?
Right.
Did you find anything?
No. Now, why would anybody want to put a plane down in a place like this?
Well, let's find out who. Maybe that'll tell us why. Oh, by the way, where did the forest ranger call from?
Oh, someplace near here. Headquarters said he'd meet us here.
You take a look over that way. I'll go over here. Keep within earshot.
Right.
Hey, Barney, come here.
Dead, huh?
Yeah. Hard blow on the back of the head, something heavy. Call headquarters. Get a couple of units up here. Bring back your area map. I'll wait for you.
Right. $21.50 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
The ranger's dead. Notify the coroner's office. Location, Eagle Rock. Occupant of plane missing. Request to units to help cover area. Further request. We want a 1028 and a 29 on a plane. CAA registration, Nora 3534 Charlie. That's Nora 3534 Charlie. Got some dope on the plane. Registered to Harry Barlow. No make on it.
The Harry Barlow?
Yeah. Plane took off this morning from City Airport. Flight plans for Barlow's ranch at Westport.
Westport. That's about 150 miles from here. Who was on the plane?
Barlow, his wife, and a private pilot named Steve Wesson.
It's Barlow. He's mixed up with the rackets, isn't he?
Yeah, the numbers.
I never heard of him connected with anything rough, though.
Well, you have now. Figure it out. Plane lands in an isolated fire break. Apparently no emergency. Ranger reports the landing. Ranger turns up dead. Plane turns up deserted. Whoever set the plane down had a good reason. Didn't want to share his secret with the Ranger.
On the other hand, it might be something real simple. Engine trouble.
Barney, the Ranger didn't die of engine trouble. Let me have the map. Hello, Edwards.
Good morning.
See anything around?
No. You?
No. Can't have gotten very far in this short space of time. Tell me, what have we got around here besides wilderness?
Well, over here is the Ridgeway Resort Hotel.
Open now?
Yeah. It's a good 15-mile hike. Uphill all the way, and if Mrs. Barlow is supposed to be with him...
All right, we'll forget it. What are these mono cabins?
The boys covering the highway are going to check it.
Then what's this?
Eccles Corner. About a mile and a half east of here, out in the open. It caters to hunters during the season. It closed down about a week ago, and nobody left there now.
Anybody covering it?
Not yet.
All right, Barney, you and I'll get over there. Edward, you stay with the plane. Get a print man out here to check the Jeep.
Right.
Yeah, hold it.
Well, is this it?
No, we're almost there.
What's the matter?
Just want to make sure we don't run into anybody.
So what? We looked apart. Campers, that's all.
Yeah.
Is it much farther?
According to the map, only a quarter of a mile.
Well, let's go, Steve.
Okay. Just want to be careful, Mr. Barlow, that's all.
There's nothing to worry about. We're doing everything right. Come on.
Well, there it is.
Right.
You check that building over there. I'll check this one.
Everything's locked up. No sign of anybody.
Sam, here. Let's take a look around the side. You get around the back.
Wait a minute, honey.
This must be it.
You sure?
Yeah.
We're way ahead of time.
Isn't there some way we can let them know we're here?
I don't know, Mrs. Barlow. Maybe if I scout around a little. Wait!
Wait for what?
What is it, Steve?
All right, Barney, come here. Steve Weston. Mr. and Mrs. Harry Barlow. I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Police?
All right, search him.
All right, turn around. You on the left. Step forward and throw your pack on the ground. Get those hands back up. Step back. You on the right. Same thing. They're clean.
Put your hands down and turn around.
What do you want with us?
You were on that plane, weren't you?
Yeah? Our guides. We were supposed to meet our guides.
Did you see a ranger when you landed?
No, we didn't see a ranger. We didn't see anybody.
There was a ranger found dead near your plane. I want to know everything you've done since you've landed.
Well, we got out of the plane. What else?
Then what?
We started hiking. We hiked from the plane to here.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what we did.
There's been a killing. The time and place fit in with the landing of your plane.
We don't know anything about that. Harry's right. We're meeting our guide.
Guides for what? You're not carrying any guns. I'd like to take a look at those packs. May I?
There's nothing in there, just some personal stuff.
I said, may I? Barney.
What do you want with us? We haven't done anything.
It's pretty risky landing that plane where you did. I don't think you'll take the chance of splattering yourself all over the countryside just to come up here and toast marshmallows.
We're camping. There's no law against it, is there?
Oh, but there's a law against murder, and the man who saw you land is dead. What's in this bag?
Nothing, just personal stuff.
Yeah, it's real personal. It's locked. Let me have the key.
I don't have it.
I'm not going to let a little thing like a key stop me. Give it to me.
Here. That's mine, every dime of it. Call my bank, they'll tell you.
Call them, Mr. Matthews. Once we can prove the money's ours, you'll let us go, won't you?
It's an awful lot of money to take on a camping trip. How much is it, about 100 grand?
Look, I'll level with you. I was in a little deal with a couple of partners. I double-crossed them. Brought the money up here to bury it. That's the truth. Isn't that the truth?
Yes, Mr. Matthews, I swear it.
That's what Mr. Barlow told me when we took off. He told me he was going to bury the money somewhere out here.
Barney, open the other pack. You look like a sensible woman, Mrs. Barlow. What's your part in this expedition? What's the money for? What's it buying?
She doesn't know a thing about this. Not a thing.
What's in the pack?
Nothing. Just some clothes and things. Those are mine. My clothes.
Prescription made out to Virginia Barlow. Is that your daughter?
Yeah. She's up here camping with some friends. She catches cold easy, so we thought we'd...
So you're going to try and tell me you land a plane in a fire break, kill a ranger just to bring your daughter some cough syrup, huh? You don't think I believe that, do you?
Harry, please. Tell him. He'll help us.
How can he help us? He's a...
Go on, say it, Barlow. I'm a cop. The only reason the cop can't help you is because you're starting trouble or you're under a threat. Now, what's the 100 grand for? Ransom for your daughter? Come on, talk.
They're to meet us here at noon. If everything goes all right, we'll get Ginny back.
But they told us what would happen if we brought the cops in. You know what that means, Matthews. If they see cops around here, they'll kill my daughter.
What's the whole story, Barlow?
Ginny's just been home from the sanitarium for a few weeks. She's been pretty sick. She's been studying art. She likes to paint. You know, landscapes and all. She went for a walk yesterday to do some sketching. We got a phone call an hour later. We'd get her back safe and sound if we obeyed instructions. That meant keeping our mouths shut, staying away from the cops, 100 grand in ransom money. They gave me instructions to come by plane, land in that firebreak clearing, and meet them at 12 o'clock, here.
It's a tricky place to put down a plane. Not many pilots could do it.
Well, we're lucky to have Steve.
You got any idea who's behind this?
I've got enemies, sure. They'd rob me blind if they could. But they wouldn't try to get at me through my daughter. I don't know anybody like that.
Please, Mr. Matthews, let us get Ginny back. Call your men off.
You give me this break, Matthews. I swear I'll stand still for anything you want to do to me afterwards.
It's 11 o'clock. We've got 1 hour if they're on the level. I want you people to stay out here in the open. You're not to leave the clearing. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
All right, here. Better wrap up that money bottle. Come on, Barney.
You think they're on the level?
This Barlow alone, I wouldn't be too sure. But his wife's face is so big.
Jenny! Jenny!
Keep her back, Barlow. Take it easy, kid. You're okay.
Told you there wouldn't be any trouble, honey. Just hold still now.
Why, that's Cooper, our gardener, and his wife.
What's the matter, Barlow? You look a little surprised. Didn't you think we'd keep our word?
I never thought you'd do anything like this, Cooper.
The trouble with you, Barlow, is you trust the wrong people. The man in the racket shouldn't trust anyone, especially the people who work for him. How about it, Pilot? You should know. You work for him, too.
You ought to be strung up by your thumbs for this, Cooper.
Yeah, it's kind of strange the way Barlow's acting. Seems to know those two.
Know them?
Yeah, he and his wife looked awful surprised when they saw who had their daughter.
Well, that's a nice way to celebrate old home week.
Let's wait. We'll let them make the first move.
Here's the money. 100,000. It's all in here. We did everything just like you said.
Please.
Stay back, Mrs. Barlow. Just throw it at my feet, Mr. Barlow.
Let me go. Let me go.
Relax, kid. I'll tell you when.
Easy, Jenny. Take it easy. Please, honey, don't spoil it now.
The money's all there. Every penny of it. All we want is Jenny. Please let her go. She isn't well.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Barlow. Plans have changed. I'm going to have to keep the girl for a while yet.
Why? We kept our promise. You said...
Kept your promise? Kept your promise? What are those cops doing around here?
We didn't have anything to do with them.
Cut it out, Barlow. They're not here for the fresh air.
I swear we didn't bring them here, Mr. Cooper. They came to investigate the plane. You know me well enough to know I wouldn't lie to you. Please, let Jenny go.
Stop fretting, Mrs. Barlow. We're not going to hurt her one bit. We've been good to you, haven't we, honey? Oh, let go. Let go of me.
Wait, Jenny, wait. It'll be all right. Let us handle it.
That makes sense, Barlow.
Get ready, Barney. We may have to move fast.
Where are the cops now, Barlow?
They left. They didn't know anything about this.
Hold it, Cooper.
Tell the truth, Barlow. Where are those cops now?
You wouldn't shoot that girl, Cooper. You wouldn't dare.
Oh, no? What makes you think I owe Barlow anything?
You wouldn't shoot that kid because she's too useful to you. She's your free ticket out of here. Without her, you're a dead duck, and you know it.
Hold it, Pilot. No funny stuff.
In the name of heaven, Cooper, give us our daughter, please.
Not now, Barlow. Later.
We'll take good care of her. We just want to keep her with us till we get to the highway. After all, we took care of her all this time. Now it's her turn to take care of us.
Please.
Well, they're sure doing a lot of gabbing down there. They haven't let the girl go yet, either. If they'd only separate long enough.
You still think they'll head for the plane?
They specified a plane on their orders, and that wasn't to make Barlow more comfortable.
Yeah, but the Barlows have the pilot.
Yeah, I know.
What are you going to do, Cooper, when you get to the highway?
We got a car waiting for us. We'll leave the kid. If we make it to the highway okay, she won't be hurt.
Look, you can have my rings. They're worth a lot of money. We can raise more. Only leave Jenny with us. Please. Please.
That doesn't make sense, Cooper. For a guy who could pull a job as smart as this, it just doesn't make sense.
Maybe not to you, friend, but I figure it makes pretty good sense for us.
It's at least 5 miles to the highway. You couldn't make it with a girl. She's sick. She's only been out of the hospital a couple of weeks. She couldn't stand that hike.
What are you angling for, Pilot?
You better stick to gardening, Cooper. You're better at it. You know what you did wrong? You picked the wrong victim. Next time, make sure the victim can double as a hostage. The one you got is all wrong for the job.
He's right, Eddie. You know he's right.
Shut up.
What'll we do, Eddie? We can't just stay here.
I told you to shut up.
Tell you what I'll do, Cooper. I'll make a deal with you. You leave the girl here and use me as a hostage.
Steve.
I mean it. Trade the girl for me. I'll take you back to the plane and we can be in the air in 30 minutes. I'll take you any place you want to go. This way, no excess baggage, and you still have me for a hostage.
How do I know you won't crack up the plane?
And kill myself? I'm no hero. All I want to do is get Barlow's girl in the clear, and then I'll take you any place you want. I'll get a bonus from Mr. Barlow for this, I'm sure of it.
You're darn right.
Well, how about it?
Okay, Pilot. Put your hands over your head. Hey, get over here. Okay, pilot, let's march.
They're taking the pilot as hostage. They're gonna head back for the plane. Have our men surround the fire break. Tell Edwards to put the plane out of commission just in case. Meet me down there. I'm gonna talk to Barlow. Take these with you.
What is this, Matthews? Are you crazy? You're putting Steve in a bad spot.
Oh, I haven't got much time, so talk fast. When the plane landed, who got out first? The pilot got out before you and your wife?
What?
Come on, speak up. Who got out first?
Why, Steve did. He told us to wait while he took a look around, but it was only a few minutes.
Come on, let's go, Barney. All right, hold it. Drop that gun.
Don't come any closer, cop, or this guy gets it. I mean it. One more step and he gets a slug in the back.
Okay, pull the trigger.
Wait, Mr. Matthews, stay back. This guy's desperate.
Let's see how desperate he really is.
Matthews, cut it out. He'll kill me.
Well, what's he waiting for? You've played your part real well, but you don't ad lib so good.
What are you talking about?
Figure it out. When you and the Barlow saw me, they didn't know me from Adam. I could have been there to collect the ransom, but you knew different. You were surprised. You were the one who told him to stay back, remember?
I don't get it. Look, this guy's desperate.
I noticed the Barlow's reaction when they saw who was holding their daughter. They were surprised, and you weren't. The hostage gag was a good one, too. And the plane was part of the plan, and every plane needs a pilot. Now, if your buddy's still so anxious to pull the trigger, let him go ahead before my men start shooting, because you're going to get it for killing the Ranger anyway.
Killing the Ranger?
Eddie, for Pete's sake, throw your gun away.
All right, put your hands behind your heads. Walk this way. Well, how'd you figure that one out?
I went to the Patrol Academy, remember? The Highway Patrol story next week is a very unusual one. We hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, the clowns at the circus, they're real funny. But on the highway, they're murder. This is Roderick Crawford saying see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the Rangers, or the Highway Patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Many persons are convicted of crimes on the basis of a positive identification by another person. Law enforcement agencies rely heavily on this type evidence. Early on the morning of August 10th, Mrs. Ethel Carey, owner of a motel, went about her usual routine of starting another day. A day in which she would find it necessary to positively identify her first visitor.
Where's the money?
No, I won't tell you.
Where's it?
I won't tell you.
Shut up.
Recovering from the attack, Mrs. Carey immediately placed an urgent call to the Highway Patrol. She stated that she had recognized the man who forced his way into her apartment, and that she could positively identify him as one of the guests now registered at the motel. Minutes later, officers Peterson and Bergen had apprehended the suspect, Roger Taylor, in his bungalow at the motel court.
Better take another look inside, see if you can find the hat and coat.
Yeah, okay.
Sit down, Taylor.
But I don't understand. I didn't do anything.
You do own a light trench coat and a hat, don't you?
Yes, I
Where
already
are
told.
they?
I don't know. I mean, I hung them in the closet last night. They should still be there. Why are you arresting me? I got a right to know.
I already told you. Attempted robbery and assault with a deadly weapon on Mrs. Carey. She's made positive identification. She recognized your hat and coat. You were wearing them when you checked into the hotel.
But I didn't do it. I swear I didn't. You gotta believe me.
What'd you do after you checked into the motel?
I went to bed. I was tired. I'd been driving all day. I didn't get out of bed until you woke me up.
What's your business, Taylor?
Grocery business. Own a small grocery in Bremerton, Washington. You can check that. Roger Taylor, that's my name. Lots of people know me. I'm on my vacation, driving to Baltimore to meet my wife. She's already there, visiting her mother. I couldn't get away from the store until now. You can check that, too.
We will. Watch it. Yeah, Mike?
It's clean. He must have got rid of the hat and coat.
Okay. Why'd you get rid of the hat and coat?
Why would I get rid of them? I tell you, I didn't do anything. Why would I get rid of my hat and coat if I didn't do anything?
Let me talk to Dan Matthews.
Matthews speaking.
Dan, on the motel beating, we picked up the identified suspect, Roger Taylor.
Good. Book him right away and wrap it up.
I would. A couple things don't add up.
What? Well, what makes you think so?
Two things. Why would he admit owning the hat and coat and then take the trouble of hiding them? Secondly, if he did do it, what's he doing here? He's had plenty of time to get to the city and get lost.
All right, see how he feels about a lie detector test. We might be able to save him a lot of trouble.
Okay, hold it. Still claim you're innocent?
Yes, I didn't do it. I wouldn't beat up an old lady. Ask anybody who knows me.
Would you take a lie detector test?
Lie detector? Yeah, I'll take a lie detector test. I'm not afraid of it. Why would I be if I didn't do it?
He'll take it. I'll bring him right into the office. Okay. Let's go. Hold it down.
You won't need me here, so I'll go back to the motel and keep looking for the hat and coat.
Right.
Come in.
Here he is, Roger Taylor.
All right, Mr. Taylor. You sit in this chair right here, please.
I want to run an R&I check on this.
All right, go ahead and do it. Left hand, please.
I thought a lie detector was bigger than that.
Well, some of them are.
It'll get me out of this, won't it? It'll know if I'm telling the truth.
If half our suspects were as truthful as this machine, our job would be real easy.
Then it'll prove that I'm innocent. When you know I'm telling the truth, I can go, huh?
Mr. Taylor, it's not quite that easy. This is not allowed as evidence in court. But I will tell you one thing. Whatever you say, it's usually a great help. It usually puts us on the right track. Did your name Roger Taylor?
Yes.
Where do you live?
Bremerton, Washington.
What is your business?
Grocery business?
Did you beat Mrs. Carey?
No.
Where is your wife?
In Baltimore, Maryland.
Did you try to rob Mrs. Carey?
No.
Time and again, Roger Taylor was questioned. Time and again, the suspect denied that he was guilty of the assault and attempted robbery of Mrs. Carey. After nearly 4 hours of interrogation, the contacts were removed from his fingers.
Oh, what did it say? Did it prove I was telling the truth?
Well, Mr. Taylor, there's no indication that you were lying.
I'm sure glad of that.
This came in on the teletype. Bremerton R&I says he has no record. Told the truth about the grocery store and the trip to Baltimore.
All right, Mr. Taylor, I'll be truthful with you. This test is all in your favor, but it doesn't get you off the hook. But I do think it warrants another visit to Mrs. Carey. Where is she, Pete?
Back at the motel. She refused to go to the hospital. Didn't want to spend the money. Guess she's pretty fussy about money.
Fussy, huh? All right, let's see how fussy she is about a lie detector. Find anything yet?
Not yet.
I will be inside. I'd like to talk to Mrs. Carey.
What for? What do you want to go bothering her for? She's already told you all she knows.
I want to talk to her anyway. Get the box, will you? What's your name?
Henry Carey. She's my aunt.
You live here?
Yeah, but I wasn't here when it happened, if that's what you're driving at.
Where were you then?
I was in town buying groceries at Clampett's store, and I can prove it.
Yeah. Tell your aunt I want to see her, will you?
What are you doing here? Henry, I told you not to let them in again.
I'm Dan Matthews, Mrs. Carey. I hate to bother you again. I'll make it as brief as possible.
What's he doing here? He ought to be in jail. What right have you to bring him in here?
Mrs. Carey, it's very important that we know for sure that Taylor's guilty. Now, take a good look at him. You might have been wrong in your identification.
No, I didn't make any mistake. I checked that man in last night. And he was wearing the same hat and coat when he forced his way in here with a gun. He tried to disguise his voice, but he couldn't fool me. Now, he's the one. I'm positive.
Okay, take him out. Mrs. Carey, we've had this man on a lie detector for 4 straight hours. The machine gives every indication he was telling the truth when he said he didn't do it.
I don't care about your lie detector test. It's no good as evidence anyway.
Do you know very much about lie detectors?
I know you can't believe them.
Suppose I prove to you that you can.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Mrs. Carey, you wouldn't want an innocent man to go to prison for a crime he didn't commit, would you?
Why, no, of course not.
Well, we're interested in finding the man who attacked you. You'll help us, won't you?
What do you want me to do?
Submit to a lie detector test.
You think I'm lying?
No, I don't think you're lying, but the machine will show whether you had any doubts about the identification.
You mean I could be lying and not know it?
Well, sometimes we hate to admit things to ourselves. Your nephew, Henry, he could help us with the test, and perhaps you could put us on the right track.
No, you don't. I don't have to take a lie detector test.
Maybe you've got a reason not to. Taylor wasn't afraid to try it. Maybe that's because he had nothing to hide.
I've got nothing to hide.
All right, fine. Then you'll help us.
Go on, Henry. I want to see the machine that can make me out a liar when I'm telling the truth. If it works for you, I'll try it.
All right, fine. Come over here. Sit in that chair. Oh, here. Write down any number between 1 and 5. Don't let me see the number you've written down. Let me have your hand. All right, now keep your hand spread like that. Say no to whatever questions I ask, even if I hit the number you've written down, right? Was it 4?
No.
1?
No.
Was it 3?
No.
2?
No.
Okay, the number was 3. Am I right?
Yes.
All right, Mrs. Carey. You're next. Now, let me have your left hand, please. And now keep your hand spread like that, please. Is your name Ethel Carey?
Yes.
You own this motel?
Yes.
Your nephew is Henry Carey?
Yes.
You were telling the truth when you identified Taylor as the man who beat you up?
Yes.
Following the usual procedure of asking unimportant questions and touching on the key question when least expected, the interrogation of Mrs. Carey continued for an hour, a shorter period of time than usually required because of her weakened condition, but long enough that a definite conclusion could be reached.
Well, the machine indicates that you're telling the truth.
I guess that proves your lie detector can't be relied on. They both can't be telling the truth.
Yes, they can. The machine indicates that your aunt really believes that Taylor is the man she's telling the truth about, but she still might be wrong in her identification.
Dan, can I see you a minute?
I'll be right with you. Thanks very much for your cooperation, Mrs. Carey.
So you put him away where he belongs, as we can't go around tormenting people.
Thanks for your cooperation, too, Henry. What'd you find?
These. Fresh blood on the gloves. Found them down in back of Taylor's bungalow.
Can you identify these?
Looks like mine.
Where'd you buy this coat?
At home, Bob Jean's apparel store. That is, if it's mine.
It's yours.
I don't know how it got there. I didn't bury them. I swear it.
Well, there's not much more we can do here, Taylor.
Following the arrest of Roger Taylor, a routine questioning of other guests registered at the motel failed to turn up any new evidence in the attempted robbery and assault of Mrs. Ethel Carey. And then a man not previously questioned volunteered some information.
Oh, officer.
Yeah?
My name is Wilbur Morgan. I'm a guest here at the motel since yesterday. I stay here 2 or 3 days every month. I sell farm equipment. I just drove in a few minutes ago from making my calls, and I heard about what happened to Mrs. Carey. I saw the fellow you arrested.
Have you got something to tell us?
Oh, yes, I do. Maybe it'll help. It happened early this morning, about 7:30, I guess. I was just leaving to make my calls. Farmers get up early, you know.
Yeah, I know. What happened?
Well, I was passing the office building, going to my car. Wanted to smoke, but didn't have any matches, so I stopped this fellow and asked him for a light. He was wearing a light trench coat with a hat brim pulled down. Could have been the ones you dug up a while ago.
Did you get a good look at his face?
No, not a very good one. Like I said, he had his hat brim pulled down, but it could have been that fella Taylor. Now, I'm not positive, but it sure could have been.
You didn't notice which way he went, did you?
No, not exactly, but it seemed like he was headed for the office. I was lighting up with a book of matches he gave me, and when I looked up, he'd gone.
Or he didn't take the matches back?
No. In fact, I think I have them on me. Oh, yes, here they are. Only one match left, but I guess...
Skylark Motel, Portland, Oregon. You don't mind if I keep these, do you, Mr. Morgan?
Sure, you're welcome to them. I hope this is of some help to you.
I'll let you know. Don't go too far away. Might want to talk to you again.
Here. This doesn't help Taylor's case any. Portland, Oregon. Can't be more than a day's drive from his home in Bremerton.
Yeah, but I can't forget the fact that the detective said he was innocent. It's never been wrong, Pete. Not once.
The evidence was piling up against Taylor. Evidence that contradicted the suspect's statements and even the lie detector itself. The following morning, having been released on bail pending trial, Taylor made another appearance at the motel.
Taylor, you're supposed to be in jail.
I'm out on bail. I got to see Mrs. Carey.
What's going on here? Call the police, Henry. Tell him he's escaped.
It won't do any good. They just let him out on bail again. Now, you get out of here.
Why do you keep on lying? What are you trying to do to me?
They won't blame me for killing you when I tell them you came back and tried it again. Now, get out. And Ethel, you've got to do it. You've got to put your money in the bank.
I'll take care of my own money. I'll keep it right here where I know it'll be safe.
But you're not safe. As long as Taylor is loose, you'll never be safe. He'll come back, and next time he'll kill you. I'll take it to the bank for you, Aunt Ethel, this afternoon.
All right, you can drive me in, but I'll carry the money myself.
Wilbur. We had the break of our lives. Taylor's out on bail. He can be our patsy again.
Again? You crazy. I should never have listened to you when you wanted me to turn the matches over to the cops, taking a chance of them tying me in with it. But I'm not trying it again.
Listen, I know how much this old bat makes in this motel. She must have 10 grand stashed away. We're not taking a chance this time. It's not like before. We don't have to lift Taylor's hat and coat.
I don't see why you just can't find the money.
Don't you think I've tried? Turn this place upside down every day for a month. She's got it hidden too well. But this time, we don't have to find the dough. She's going to take it to the bank. She's going to have it with her. I'll be driving the car. You be waiting where I tell you. I'll fake car trouble and stop. This time it'll be a cinch.
What's the matter, Henry?
I don't know. Not out of gas.
What's the matter, Henry?
Probably died of old age. I always told you ought to get a new one.
Yes, but new cars cost money.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't part with a plug nickel if it killed you. Night's going, Wilbur. Now get back to the motel and check out. Where are you parked?
Across the field.
Now get on home. I'll get in touch with you in a couple days. Wilbur, you forgot something. And make it look good.
That call just came in. Somebody slugging her out, Mrs. Carey, on the highway.
And Taylor's out on bail?
I know it was Taylor. I saw him with my own eyes. He even showed up at the motel this morning. Had to run him off with a gun. Must have heard me tell my aunt to put her money in the bank, and he followed us.
Miss Carey's still alive. Could be a skull fracture. She's going to be all right. How are you?
I'm all right.
Wouldn't you like to go to emergency with your aunt?
No. Somebody's going to have to look after the motel. That is, if I'm free to go.
Yeah, you're free to go. But only to the motel. Don't go away. We might want to talk to you again.
Talk, huh? That's all you ever do. If you kept your eye on Taylor in the first place, this thing wouldn't have happened.
What do you say we take one more chance?
What do you mean?
On the lie detector. If Taylor's guilty on both counts, we ought to say so, at least this time. I want to see Taylor as soon as possible. Put a pickup on it.
$2150 headquarters.
A call was put out for Taylor, and within the hour, his pickup was effected. Patrolman Bergen rushed him to headquarters. As before, he willingly submitted to the lie detector. And, as before, it indicated he was innocent.
Just don't get it, Dan. You've always had such good luck with the lie detector. I don't see how it can be so wrong now.
Well, what if it isn't?
Taylor's been identified twice.
But what if the detective's telling the truth? What would that mean to you?
Well, it would mean Mrs. Carey was wrong. It would mean Henry was lying. But he had an alibi for the first time back at the motel. He'd have to have an accomplice.
Let's give the lie detector one more chance. Because if Taylor is innocent, somebody's got to be lying. Now, what about Wilbur Morgan? If Taylor is innocent, where did Morgan get the matches?
Now what do you want?
Been looking for you, Henry. We picked him up.
Had no business letting him out on bail in the first place.
Well, I think that's up to the judge. Oh, by the way, we tried the lie detector test again. Still says he's innocent.
So what? Don't prove nothing.
Well, let's assume that the lie detector is right. Taylor is innocent. Means that somebody's lying. Could be you when you say he slugged and robbed your aunt.
I suppose I slugged myself over the head, too, huh?
Oh, no. There's somebody else mixed up in this, and he's lying, too. A fellow by the name of Wilbur Morgan.
Wilbur Morgan. Now, what's he got to do with this?
Well, he had a book of matches that belonged to Taylor. He said that Taylor gave them to him. I suppose Taylor didn't. That means he found them in the pocket of the coat, which he stole from Taylor to use as a disguise when he beat up your aunt yesterday.
You can't connect me with this. I had an alibi yesterday.
Yesterday, I agree. But today you're on the scene. We checked your register. Morgan is checked out. What would you say if I told you we'd picked him up? Had the money with him, told the whole story.
Can't prove nothing on me.
Henry, would you like to try the lie detector test again? You know how it works now. Maybe it'll say you're innocent. Yeah, put a call out to pick up Morgan. It's essential to have no money on it.
You said you already picked him up.
No, I never said that. I said we checked the register and found out he left.
You'd never trap me without lying.
I didn't trap you, kid. The truth did. Bring him along. Next week's case, handled by the Highway Patrol, is a very exciting one. We hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, the careless driver isn't driving his car. He's aiming it. This is Broderick Crawford saying see you next week.